it's definitely in place now and looking good. Alignment, did try my best. It looks fairly decent. We'll see how that goes, but just in case, on the rear mounting point I put a couple of bolts just to have some sort of a small degree of adjustment in case this is not properly aligned. On the front it's bolted down there. 3 bolts. Over there there's 3 bolts as well. Considering to put a bracing, another bracing between there and maybe that point there, just so it doesn't go topple over that way. But to be honest, it feels fairly sturdy at the moment in terms of mounting. But yeah, I just wanted to be safe on that. This might need a bit of rebuild, maybe some porting, and hopefully it should be good to go. Should have some space back there to get some sort of a intake manifold, and I'm considering putting the filter just in there to make it nice and short, and the outlet from this side should come up nicely towards the front, where I can mount some sort of an intercooler. Should have plenty of space for a radiator and intercooler in there. Just not sure about how the piping is gonna go, but for now I'm pretty happy with this location, and we'll carry on. Yes, it's finally time to take this apart. Started with the cam cover, and now I'm working on the front end here. Pulley, pump, thermostat. Remove this, start with the Venus housing and everything in it. Need to remove that in order to be able to get the cams out. So I need to take the cover off, cover from the timing chain, and then I'm going to be able to remove the chain and of course camshaft, and go from there. As always, taking apart it's the easy part. Right, so the head is off, fairly straightforward. Wanted to check the inside of the engine, wasn't too sure what to expect, so pistons look fairly decent, cylinders fairly good shape, so must have been a low mileage engine. Mine were pretty worn out, so the cross hatches, so I think this one was a decent engine. Anyway, it's gonna go for a bit of a rework for bigger pistons, so that's not the problem, but still it's nice to see it didn't have any issues in terms of crossover leaks. The head as well looks in good shape. The one I had on the MX-54 initially was cracked, some big cracks between the exhaust valves and the actual coolant jacket, so I'm gonna have a better look for that, but it does look in good shape. So this is always gonna go for a skim, and gonna try to do some cleaning of the ports as I did for the other one. and yeah, need to take the pistons out and check the state of that crankshaft. But as usual, taking shit apart, it's fairly straightforward. Making some good progress here at the bottom end now, and just remove the oil pump. I was a bit afraid it might be a bit of an issue because the guy welded the notorious nut which comes loose, and there's a solid chain to the crank, and I was afraid I might not be able to remove it, but yeah, it came off fairly easily with a bit of jiggling, so not too bad. Gonna tackle the rods, move pistons, and then crank, and should be all stripped out. That's all done now. Everything removed, pistons and rods, all the caps, and just trying to have a look at the journals. They all seem in pretty good shape. So that was definitely a good solid engine. All the bearings also look very good. Rods and main bearings. The one at the end does have a bit of scoring in there, but there's nothing on the journal, so shouldn't be an issue. So it's either a very low mileage engine which was well maintained, or had this redone at some point, not quite sure, but anyway. Even the pistons look in good condition. The skirts, the coating, there is a bit of wear there, but apart from that, they look pretty well compared to what I had on my engine a while back. These are really good. Might measure them, but I don't think I'm gonna bother that much. Probably gonna go up for sale or another build at some point. But yeah, this is the amount of stuff that came out of the engine. I'm always surprised by how much space it takes when it's apart. It's a bit annoying.